Hello Internet, my name is Aqua and you're watching the Aqua Vlog. Ta-da! I did a magic trick, did you see it? You're watching it right now. It's this video that I brought to you through the internet. That's basically magic. So as always, you can ask comments in the question below. No, you can ask questions in the comments below, and I'll answer them the following week. And last week we had some, so we're gonna go through those now. From Corbin Dennis. What is the primary way new people find out about your videos? This is actually something that I didn't know and I probably should know. I used to check up on my stuff like that every week at least, but with all the stuff that's been going on lately, just in my life, I haven't really kept up on it. So I went ahead and went to my analytics page to check it out, and turns out that my hair's falling on my face. Turns out that YouTube search and suggested videos are the two number one places besides hold on. I need to go to sleep. I needed to go to sleep an hour ago, actually. So I apologize for nonsense. The two number one ways that are very close to each other that people find my videos are through YouTube search and suggested videos. And suggested videos is below that. It used to be above that, I think. I'm pretty sure. But after all the changes and stuff that they made lately, that's been not that. I was actually pretty surprised that the number one, viewing area source is, from, I guess it's a few different places. It says it's the homepage, the subscription feed, and other browsing features. I don't know what all of that includes, but that's the number one thing of people clicking through to my videos. But the way people actually find it, YouTube search and suggested videos, which makes sense. So that's why I try to make interesting titles and thumbnails. My brain's not working, I'm getting all the words confused. They're all in there, they're all in my brain, they're just scrambled around. Next, we have a couple of questions from Tasha Love Natcore. What is the first thought you woke up? Wait, what? I read that wrong. What was the first thought you Oh! Okay, it wasn't me, that was actually a typo. What was the first thought when you woke up this morning? That's not actually a typo, it just, for some reason my brain couldn't parse that correctly. The first thought I had when I woke up this morning was probably, oh no, I have to go to work tonight, which I guess is technically tomorrow morning, but it's also technically tonight, but it was also technically tomorrow night. See, this is what happens when you work nights. Everything just goes wrong. It's I woke up at midnight, right? Okay, I woke up at midnight last night. I've been up for 13 hours now, so you can tell how long I've been up and what time it is from that, which I guess, in reality I haven't been up that long, so I shouldn't be as tired as I am, but I am. So deal with it. But that means that I'm going to be going to bed right after this, and then I'm going to be going to work shortly after I wake up, so it's morning for me, but it's not. It's a whole weird thing. Tasha also replied to their own comment with another question, asking what cheers you up. Honestly, Rocket League and talking to friends. Rocket League doesn't cheer me up necessarily. I'll just say video games in general. I just said Rocket League because that's one of two games I'm playing right now, aside from stuff I'm playing for the channel. Believe it or not, I still do play video games in my free time because I just love video games that much. I just spent way too long playing Minecraft, which is the reason why I'm recording this much later than I meant to. I just want to play that forever, really. Playing video games pretty much always cheers me up. If I'm playing a competitive game and there are people make me angry, that's one thing, but then that's when I can just go to something like Minecraft or even No Man's Sky now, which I haven't played in a while because it's same thing with Minecraft. If I start playing that, I'm going to be playing that for hours, and I would kind of rather dedicate that time to Minecraft because I'm working on a build that I'm really proud of. So there's that. And the whole talking to my friends stuff, not just I have friends that I've been friends with for over a decade. I have a whole group of friends that it's the newest addition to that group of friends was 10 years ago. Which, I don't know if that's a bad thing or an awesome thing. I like to think it's an awesome thing, but they're really awesome people. And so it's if I get to hang out with them, talking online or just interact with them and stuff, that makes me happy. If I can talk to my internet friends, that makes me happy. So there you go. And also getting comments from you guys, honestly, anytime I see a little number one thing or pop up on my little notifications thing saying I got a comment, I'm oh, yay, somebody watched my thing and liked it enough to say something. Or they didn't like it and they're saying something. But usually it's good. In fact, 99% of the time it's good. And looks like the last question from Tasha here. Yeah. They asked, who is your hero? And I think I've addressed this before, although I don't know, like, I feel like using the term hero is kind of odd to me, because it's like, I don't know what that implies exactly, because it's like, the same thing with saying, like, this is my idol or something. It's like, it's not something I'm putting up on a pedestal or anything, which I guess I kind of am, but it's also just like, it's someone that I look up to, is essentially what I'm going to be going with this. But that would be still Monty Ohm, who is the whole reason I started actually just, like, going after, like, what I wanted, instead of just kind of, like, going through the motions, like, I feel like a lot of people do. Because I was on track of just, like, I was just going through school, I was going to go to college, and I was going to, like, just, you know, do the checklist of life that, you know, seems to be the thing people do. But I started watching, fucking YouTube videos, like, years ago, like, 4 years ago, 5 years ago-ish. Started watching, like, Let's Plays a lot, and I was just looking at that, and I'm like, man, that's a really cool thing that, like, they can just, like, that's their job, is just, like, playing video games and editing videos and just, like, making cool stuff, and then, you know, like, sharing it with the world, you know, making people's days better. Like, it helped me a lot back in the day. And then I also saw people doing, like, charity events and stuff, and it's like they built this whole, like, following, and then they're, like, using that following to do good in the world. And I'm like, that's incredible, that's something I'd want to do, but I could never do that. But I remember specifically, there was a video that Rooster Teeth put out, because I've been following Monty Ohm's stuff for a long time, and I didn't really know anything much about him personally. I just knew that his work was just absolutely incredible. But there was a video that Rooster Teeth put out that was called Game Time, which is something Bernie did with members of the company, and he did one with Monty. I remember listening to that, and, like, just listening to Monty talk about, like, how he got to where he was in his life, and, like, why he does what he does, and, like, just how hard he works at it, and, like, what he did to succeed, essentially. For some reason, that just, like, called out to me and was like, hey, if you want to make something happen, you can do it. You just gotta work your ass off and just do it. And that, in combination a little bit with, like, a lot of other creators on YouTube talking about, like, if there's something you want to do, you can't just, like, wait for it. Like, it's never gonna, like, come to you. You just gotta start doing it. And then you're going to get better at it just by doing it. And that's why I started doing it. But mainly that initial spark was from Monty. And, like, I try to, like, carry that with me every day. And just, like, makes me want to always do the best I can at everything that I do. And work as hard as I can with everything I do. And take pride in everything that I work on. Whether it be something like my shitty job that I'm not a total fan of. Like, despite me hating that, I'm still going to do the best job that I can. I'm not gonna, like, half-ass it just because I don't like it, because, like, that's a reflection of me. Like, that work that they see me do is, like, showing, like, the kind of person that I am. So if I do a good job at it, they're gonna be like, hey, this person is a good worker and stuff like that. And I always get complimented on my work, just, like, out of all my jobs that I've had, because it's like, I take pride in it, and I actually try to do a good job. It takes a lot of energy out of me, but especially this job for some reason. But it's just something that I always try to carry with me. And that's especially true for things that I'm doing, like, you know, this YouTube stuff and all of these things that I've been doing on the side that I've been trying to make into my job and trying to do something with. Because if I'm not putting my all into that, then, like, why even bother with it, really? So that's why I'm really been frustrated recently that I haven't been able to put as much in it as I want to, and why I'm really upset that I can't keep the same schedule I have. I still want to try to do that. I just don't think it's going to be physically possible with just how much energy I have in a day. I still would really, really like to do daily videos, but, like, I just don't think it's going to happen, at least for this week. Maybe I'll try it again next week when I'm more adjusted to the job. I don't know. Yeah, my hero, they even put it in quotes, but, like, my hero would be Monty Ohm for sure. And there's one phrase that I always, like, it means a lot to me. It's kind of like a mantra that he had, and for me, it just, like, encapsulates everything that, like, his words and, like, his actions meant to me, and that is keep moving forward. And I think that's a beautiful phrase, and like I said, for me, it's a lot of, like, has a lot of sentimentality to it. So there's your answer. That was kind of rambly. So there's one more thing. It's not a question, but I wanted to go ahead and do it because Agent Potato says Aqua noticed me. You've been noticed. Okay, so that took usually an entire episode worth of recording, but that's fine. We're going to move on now. And also, please do ask questions in the comments below because I do really enjoy answering them. It gives me fun stuff to talk about, and you guys can learn more about me and stuff. I get to talk about things that I normally wouldn't. So this past week I should say, it's been mostly work, of course. I actually got out a video. I think it was No Man's Sky? Yeah, it was No Man's Sky. Me being angry about survival mode. Other than that, I finally am going to be able to fix some of the stuff on my PC. I ordered some parts for it. It's not really an upgrade per se. I guess the hard drive is, just space-wise. Everything else is just like moving over to something different and newer that isn't broken. Because right now, so here's the thing, right? This was my weekend. I'm really annoyed about it because it made me waste a lot of time, but it was a lot of fun working on it. But okay. I do this thing, I'm gonna like edge you on the story for a second, but I do this thing where I talk about a story for a bit, and then I like say it, and I feel like that beginning part's not necessary. So I'm just like, I talk about stuff, and it's like, nobody knows what I'm saying, talking about yet, but I'm talking about it, and then I like talk about stuff. I don't know why I do that, but I do it. Anyway, so this weekend, my computer tried really hard to die. It wasn't really like a horrible thing, it was just like, I was trying to record with OBS so I could do my reaction video for Ruby. And so I was trying to record the episode because, I put that in a smaller thing and like, do the thing. And the video kept stuttering in the middle of it because I think my CPU was overheating it, which was causing, it wasn't overheating even, it was just like getting to a certain temperature and the thermal throttling was kicking in, which it tends to do that at really low temperatures, but it also doesn't usually get up to those temperatures, which it's only 54 degrees Celsius, where it usually happens at. And it's like rated for like 70 degrees. So, I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, so that was happening, so I'm like, I gotta do something about this. And I was actually just talking to somebody at my work who has the same, largely the same setup that I do. Same processor, same cooling unit, same RAM, and the motherboard and graphics card are different. That's the only two things that are different. And he told me that he showed me a picture of his setup and the cooling unit was facing a different way. And I was like, oh god, I'm going to change that. And so I set out to change that. If I just did that probably would have taken like 30 minutes. For some reason, I decided to redo like everything. My case is also falling apart. Not the case itself, but the fans in the case are falling apart and stopping working. So I was there was one fan that didn't actually have a fan in it because it fell out, which was partially my fault, but not really. So I took that fan out. There was two fans on top, so I moved one to the back, and then I moved this one over one because I took the wrong one on accident. That was a waste of time. And then I moved the cooling unit so it was like facing this way instead of this way. I can't really I guess I could take a picture of it, but meh. And then I did some cable rearrangements and I put my GPU in a different slot because apparently I had it in the wrong one and that mattered. Only a little bit though. Only a little bit. So I did all that. That took 3 hours and finally it was working alright. And then for some reason, my CPU is running at 62 degrees Celsius, which is like way higher than it was before, I think. Because I also flipped the fan on the cooling unit, and I think I need to not have done that. So I'm going to flip it back and do some other shenanigans with it. But it was running at a higher temperature than it usually can, and it wasn't thermal throttling, and I was just like, what's going on with this? Like, did I just fix all the problems that I had? Because all the fans are running nice, and this, that, and the other thing was happening. So I had just ordered some PC parts, and I'm like, do I need to cancel the order or something? Is this okay now? I know it's not because I looked online and they said the hardware compatibility is not a thing that is okay with the motherboard and CPU that I have, but it seems to be fine now. And it has been largely fine. I haven't had problems with it since, but just today, which I'm kind of glad this happened because it makes me feel a lot better about my purchase and not canceling it. Well, actually, not even today. Yesterday, I recorded an hour-long video with one of my friends. I'll be coming out later this week. Great video. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the way it came out. I bet during editing it's gonna get even better. But the thing is, my webcam didn't record. there are some USB ports on my motherboard that just don't work, or just kind of work. Because, like, the video showed up on the thing, and I clicked the record button, and it didn't actually start recording, but I didn't see that it wasn't recording, so I missed out on an hour of webcam. That made me not happy. And so I just discovered that this morning, or this afternoon, I guess now, just right before I started recording this, so I had to, like, switch around all these USB ports, try to get them all to work. So hopefully with the new motherboard that will be fixed, along with a slew of other things. That stuff should be coming Tuesday. I am going to be recording a video of it. Probably not. I wanted to do like a time-lapse kind of thing, but I don't really have any way to like put it on a tripod or anything, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I'll figure something out. Thing is, like, I spent 3 hours doing that, but I really love working with computers and electronics and everything, so like I was kind of okay with it, and it was a lot of fun. Even though it took way longer than I meant it to, I loved every second of it. So, like, I can't even really complain. Even though all my stuff is trying to break desperately. It's like, no, kill me. And I'm like, no, you'll stay alive forever. So that was my weekend. Nothing really happened during the week that was interesting. But, man, my weekend was a time. So I had an idea for a video of the week. And I can't remember it. So give me 1 second. Yeah, I can't remember, so... what the video is going to... The video of the week this week is going to be Peanut Butter Gamer's Minecraft Hardcore series, which is a thing that he's done a few of. This is his 5th one, and if you don't know what it is, even though it has the same name as my series, which is fine, I guess, he basically gets a bunch of internet personalities like Let's Players and streamers and stuff like that together and just gets on a Minecraft Hardcore series server. They're playing Minecraft in hardcore mode. They have objectives that they're trying to get, and I think this time they're trying to get the Elytra, which I haven't ever even done yet in any capacity. So I haven't even seen the End City yet, which I need to do before I find it on my actual Minecraft Hardcore series. But they have a great cast for this time. The two standouts for me, at least, are Ray Narvaez Jr., who was once an achievement hunter, now he's a streamer, and it'll be great to find that. I can't believe they actually got him to play Minecraft. Pretty incredible. And they also have Barry from Game Grumps, and he is a wonderful person. So I'm really excited to see that series go through, and you should watch along with it, because it's a fun time. Be warned, I don't think many of them are very good at Minecraft, if any of them. As always, thank you. As always, thank you to everybody who has supported the channel in any way, shape, or form, be it likes, comments, subscribe, views, Patreon. You're all wonderful people, and I love you very much, because you're good people. And I hope that my content is still enjoyable, despite the severe lack of it as of late. And I'm hoping to turn that around soon. But thank you for supporting channel in the meantime. Thank you for ignoring my English mistakes. I can't talk good. Well, that'll do it for this week. And I'll see you next week. Bye!